G'day fellas and welcome to A Casted Game. Spawning in over on the east side of the map playing as the Chinese, it is Casva in the color blue. On the opposite side of the map, spawning in as the Delhi, playing in the color red, it is the one, the only, spin, the Viper. I gave him a little bit of a spin. I don't know exactly what that was all about. Welcome, guys. This is a game that is going to be happening before Golden League. If you guys are watching this on YouTube right now, which of course you are because this is exclusively for you guys, Golden League is happening this weekend. I want you guys to come along. It is going to be the first weekend of the finals. That's correct. The final 8 have been chosen. The top 8 have been chosen. So 15 GMT Saturday and Sunday. So it's still a bit of a way away if you're watching this as soon as it got uploaded. But it's going to be some time before it happens. Yeah, it is. It's happening. It is the finals. Obviously, the Viper has made it all the way through. I think he's got about the third most points out of everybody. And unfortunately, Casper, he tried. He did a pretty decent run that last time, but unfortunately didn't make it through. But he's sitting now in Conqueror. He's looking very good. I think on the ladder at the moment, he is sitting at about rank 12, rank 13. So he is looking to invest a lot of time into Age of Empires 4, look to try and learn the civilizations and study them all. And we can see he's here on the Chinese today. And that's part of the reason why I'm excited about this game. Obviously, it's a Viper game, but this is a matchup that I actually have a lot of difficulty with. So China up against Delhi. Let's talk a little bit about how this is going to play out, how it's going to work. So obviously, China's going to do their best to try and stop Delhi from taking the sacred site. So that will normally you'd see a double scout opening out of the Chinese player, and that way they could look to have one scout up here, one scout down here, and then you would deny this sacred site eventually. But normally you're not going to have the oomph to actually challenge this sacred site in the early game, depending on what you look to go for, because Casper's going to have a number of options. Number one is going to be like a 2 town center play. If you do that, you're basically just giving up all the sacred sites, so good luck to you. I don't think that can really work. Option number 2 is where you go for a fast dynasty and just look to play Chokunu as well as Spearman in the second age, and this is something that I'm a big fan of. The only issue is that you've got to be really, really careful, and you always have to be looking to try and trade out with the Delhi player when you're doing this, just mainly because if you're not trading out with the Delhi player, they're going to be able to get up to that castle age, and once men-at-arms are out, your Chokunu are pretty much nullified. So I think it's quite important to do that. Another important thing to do in this matchup for Casper is to try and look to challenge the food sources of Viper. So Viper's going to have deer down here. He's going to have the berries. He's got berries up to the north. He's also got deer out the front. So it might mean just sending out 1 or 2 Chokunu. Normally 2 Chokunu is probably going to be the best bet. So you send out 2 Chokunu, and Casper's showing. So I would say that at this point, maybe Casper's probably got to work on his build order a little bit. He's got the Imperial official up here supervising 2 villages, giving him a total of 2.4 villages on this gold mine. You can see he's getting a big bad 12 right there. So in this circumstance, okay, it would have been more efficient for him to actually just have villagers coming out here rather than the Imperial official. So for him to have a 4th villager out here, because it takes the same amount of time to train that Imperial official as it does to train the villager. So it would just, once you've got 5, once you get your 5th one, that's when the Imperial official becomes the equivalent of a normal villager, because it is adding an extra 20% here and through that supervision. So that would typically be the best way. It's a little detail. It's not a big thing, and Viper got to be careful there. You can see he's got a whole flock following him right now. A lot of sheep looking to chase him. And he'll be heading back down towards his Dome of the Faith. Everything going well for Viper at this point in time. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just going with both players going for a single scout opening, which is quite interesting. Normally in this matchup, food is going to be one of the heavily fought over resources for the Chinese. It's going to be mainly because they're able to keep it underneath their town center. They're able to keep it underneath their mill. So by opening up that second scout, it's going to enable you to get a bit more of the herdable sheep underneath your mill. So it basically means you're getting better value out of the tax, as well as a little bit more safer of food. But we do see it's going to be 3 vills tapping away on the Barbican here for Casper, so quite an early age up here. We have been seeing age up times for the Chinese around the 5-minute mark, normally just going with 1 villager on the Imperial Academy, but it's going to be different here, and we've got a double mosque opening coming out for Viper. This is very, very curious. I don't know what this is all about. Is he looking to get... Is he researching 2 things? Has he misclicked? Was this meant to be a barracks? What is going on right here? Double Wi-Fi coming out right now for the Vipes? What are you up to? Blacksmith going to be coming down second. No. He is just... He's going into double... He's grabbing... Oh, this is the classic Viper double Mosk or like fast all-seeing eye. Yep, this is going to increase the range of his scholars by sight range of his scholars by 100%. That is you know, it's an important tech, so you got to have the second. You got to have that second Mosk up nice and quickly to get it. But at the same time, I'm wondering why there was such urgency with this. It obviously wasn't a misclick. It was 100% intentional for him to do this. Maybe it was just to extend out the Wi-Fi over towards there. Maybe he didn't have Wi-Fi on the lumber camp. Maybe he didn't have Wi-Fi on the mining camp, and he just wanted to extend that Wi-Fi out there. But we can see now he's going to be able to continue extending that. Got the double blacksmith coming down before any military production. Might get a nice little shot of that one right there. Viper's beautiful base building with the deli. It is. I like the way that he's gone with it as well. It just seems very. I don't know how to frame it, but. It almost seems a bit obsessive. I will say that much. But he's now continuing to add in a... Ooh la la. Oh no, this is surely not going to be for a second town center. This is going to be for arrow slits. There's no way it's not. At least that's my suspicion. We'll watch to see how it evolves. You can see all those upgrades coming through. And Caspar already with the walls coming up over towards the north side of his base. So you can see Caspar definitely playing a little bit AoE 2-esque. And this is something that I love from Caspar. Often a lot of his playstyle, it is going to be very similar to that you'd see in Age of Empires 2. And just this tiny little wall means it's going to be able to keep him safe on the backside. You know, just at the potential threat of a bit of a cav raid coming through, it's just going to be, you know, one of those things that he doesn't have to worry about. He doesn't even have to think about it. You know, worst case scenario, he just comes up here, builds himself a gate, and then he gets through up towards, you know, the resources that he wants to access. So I like it. I like it a lot. And to be honest, it's something I probably need to start doing a lot more. So I'm glad that he's shown that today. And it looks like it's going to be professional scouts coming out for Caspar as well. So this is a further question as to why he didn't open up double scout. Because if you're opening double scout, then not only do you guarantee that you're going to be finding a little bit more early sheep, but you're also going into professional scouts because he's got ice skates on down there. So professional scout's going to be coming out, and I think this is a smart move going up against the deli because you are going to be denying one of their food sources because inevitably you will be looking to grab away their deer patches as well. Now Viper's probably going to be making sure he tries to take care of those deer patches. He'll probably leave a couple of units there, maybe a couple of horsemen, just in case, just to make sure that everything is okay. And now we can see that Caspar going to be struggling a little bit here. You can see that the scout just coming in, doing some tapping. But what has Caspar got going on right now? That is the question, because he's stacking up a lot of resources behind this. We do have the wheelbarrow coming in. Blacksmith going to be coming down. No Churkunu coming in just yet because we still don't have that Imperial Academy just yet. But definitely, I feel like I'm watching Caspar as he's learning the Chinese. But now Viper going to be moving out. We can hear all of those wolves coming out. Scout could be doing its best. 3 sacred sites going to get taken here, and this is really where I'm starting to wonder, like, how is Caspar going to keep his head in this game at all? Because this is where it starts to get difficult. If all 3 of these sacred sites are captured, Viper gets unarmed, or like easily up to the 3rd age. You know, 7 elephants come out with men-at-arms and archer support, and there's nothing Caspar can do about it. Because, I'll be honest with you guys, I really don't actually know what effectively counters elephants. Once they start getting to those higher numbers, I know bombards do a pretty decent job. I've tried Nest of Bees as well, but with the scholars on the backside, they just seem to be able to, you know, you always seem to be able to kite back the lower health ones. Yeah, now going to be able to capture up all 3 of those sacred sites. 1, 2, 3. All 3 are captured for Viper now. And he is beelining straight towards the Imperial Age. He's wondering, undoubtedly, what is Caspar up to right now? He hasn't contested a single sacred site. He is just minding his own business. He's sitting in his base. Obviously, he knows he's doing professional scouts. He's got the Barbican out in front. You know, he's getting in his food sources, but he is going castle behind this. So not going to be going for a fast Song dynasty. Not going to be looking to go for a second town center, which is quite common on China. I do feel like it can be a little bit of a trap, but we do see a second barracks going to be coming down now. Caspar going to be dropping down that age up, that landmark behind the town center right now, and he'll be looking to get up to that 3rd age, quickly as possible. I suspect over on the other side, Viper probably about a second away from dropping it down himself as the villagers move into position. There she goes. The compounder, the defender, going to be the choice for Viper today. You can see he's already got 5 villagers on stone, so he could be looking to drop down some keeps aggressively, offensively, and he's starting to wall up these sacred sites as well. Just got a single infantry unit out here just doing all of the sacred sites. You can see such a nice job, and he's already got the scholars in position. If you're a Delhi main or if you're a Delhi player and you're still learning how to play Delhi, make sure you are doing this. This is really, really important. You're looking to pick up the relics as soon as you get up to the next age. And you can see Viper's still yet to spot out all the relics. He sees the relics up towards the north. He sees the relics in the middle, down towards the south. He's got some pretty good relic spawns, actually. I'll be real with you guys. But now, Scout going to be coming out. Spearman going to be helping out. Another Scout going to be coming in, and you can see now Viper's going to be having his food taken away by Casper. Casper going to be in a pretty decent spot. You can see he's got a huge amount of Palace guards in the queue, and he's going to be pumping them out non-stop. This bad boy right here, he is he double? Oh my lord, he is double. He's double supervising right now. You can see he's got the 2 IOs in here. So this guy is getting this one. This guy is getting this. So he is going like absolutely ham with his Imperial production. Yeah, just pumping. This is the equivalent right now to 5 barracks, just pumping out Palace Guards. Now, remember, when it comes to Palace Guards versus Men-at-Arms are going to have a little bit more armor, a little bit beefier, but they don't have that same speed. We hear a Woololol down towards the south. It looks like a couple of the Palace Guards, you can see Viper went for a bit of a block, manages to get out alive, and now that relic going to be going down. Viper, unfortunately, just missing out. Had those been Men-at-Arms, they would have lost their lives, 100%. And now a keep going to be coming up for Viper in the base, nice and defensive. This is going to stop those Palace Guards from coming in. It's going to stop the flood. Often we talk about the Palace Guard, the flood of Palace Guards. Relic going to be going down, but obviously next, Scholar going to be moving out to pick it up. Keep going to be dropped down, and immediately Viper goes into Village Fortresses. Do we have Viper's Village Fortress game? Is that what we've got right now? I would not be surprised if we see Viper look to try and take massive amounts of control of this map with his keeps, and then use those Village Fortresses in power. We can see that the keep not going to be in the Wi-Fi, so it's going to take a little bit longer for that tech to come through. Palace Guard's going to be looking to come in underneath the town center, and you can see Casper behind this is just completely ignoring the Sacred Site. So the gold is just trickling in non-stop. One relic going to be in the bag here for Viper. Casper going to be looking to get underneath the town center. I guess that answers the question as to exactly what Casper was up to. Monastery going to be coming down for Casper. 7 idols just chilling out there for the moment. Man-at-Arms going to be coming out. Now, keep in mind, Viper went with the Compounder, the Defender. He didn't go with the House of Learning, so it means he's not going to have access to that extra 4 damage, no, 3 damage that you typically see on the Men-at-Arms coming out from the Deli. So that is not going to be the case today, but you can see how effective these walls have been for Viper. If these walls were not up, then Casper just stands on each of the sacred sites and they're all gone right now because there's no way Viper can hold it. But because Casper has invested into the castle age, it's given Viper the time to get those walls up. And now we see Viper going to have to fall back on his food sources. So he's got these deer down towards the south as well as the berries, which have been half mined out at the moment, or at least 3 out of 8 have been mined out. He's in a great little spot up towards the north, and you can see Casper targeting those food sources. So really, doing a great job here. He knows exactly what he needs to do. This is something that we talked about in the early game. It is about stopping those food sources, or stopping Viper, rather, from picking up those food sources. And you can see it means Viper's struggling a little bit. He's got plenty of sheep underneath the town center, those 7 sheep down there. And now in the middle of the map, Palace Guard going to be doing what it does best, sieging down those walls, and plenty more up to the north. He's actually going to be avoiding the wall that's under construction. There's one right here. You could pick this one off on the corner and you'd be through very, very quickly. But now we can see Viper beginning to move out. He's managed to stabilize. At least it feels like he's stabilized a little bit. He'll be looking to drop down another keep shortly, I suspect. You can see the gold he's got in the bank. What do you even do with all this gold? Honestly, like, Men-at-Arms feel good, but they're very expensive when it comes to the food. So I feel like, Woololol going to be coming off. I don't think that's going to be successful. We can see the Monk going to be coming out, going to be looking to pick up that relic. So Casper fighting for these relics, and if he gets 2, he'll be a happy camper. If you can get 2 relics up against the Deli, that's pretty damn decent as China. Now, obviously, he did go for a fast castle. I liked that play. I think the way that Casper's come out of the box and played this one, it is impressive stuff, man. I am liking what I'm seeing right here. The only question behind it is what is the longevity of this? Because you don't have that Song Dynasty, you don't have that second town center, so it means that obviously China does scale the later the game gets. They just really have to stay. They just sort of have to make it to that late game. But obviously the Delhi, on one town center, they're probably going to be a lot better than you just because they get all those free upgrades. And if we take a look right now at the upgrades for Casper, you can see he doesn't have the double broadaxe. He's got his horticulture, doesn't have specialized pick, and you compare that over to Viper right now, and you can see Viper is absolutely upgraded out the wazoo. He's got his +2 mining upgrade. He's got his +2 lumber upgrade. He's got his +2 food upgrade. Everything is +2'd out the absolute chain right now. So it means that if you're up against a person that's on a similar village account and we've got Viper on 45 compared to Casper on 48, that your villages are just so much more effective. And that's really where the difference is. And now Casper going to be looking to mix in a horseman composition here with the palace guards, and he's doing a great job, Viper, of just holding down this sacred site. You can see him being able to stand on top of it. The keep going to be able to fire down upon that. He's going to be looking to re-wall this, I suspect, as he continues moving down towards this southern position. A couple of horsemen in the middle, or a single horseman rather, going to get picked up, and Casper now going to be heading into his dynasty. So dropping down the Imperial Academy at the front of the base, a very, very curious position. But I guess he didn't really leave himself space. Normally, you'd want to go like right here on the town center, like where this village is would be perfect. That way, you're literally going to pick up all these buildings here with that Imperial Academy. Whereas right now, you've basically just picked up the mill and the barracks. And I mean, you can obviously add more infrastructure at the front of your base, which will be good for you. But now we can see he's managed to break through the walls on the south. Relics getting picked up, and that's it. All 5 relics rather have been taken. We can see 1 relic in the bag here for Viper, 2 here for Casper. Oh my lord, don't tell me Casper somehow snuck away a 3rd one. We can actually see the scholar, or the monk rather, tried to get onto the sacred site, and I don't know where that attack alarm is coming right now. It's down here towards the south. Another raid coming in. Looks like the scholar going to be looking to come in and protect. He's got 130 health, remember that. So it is that is a very, very hefty amount of health. But now it looks like the crossbowmen are going to get completely eaten alive now by the veteran horseman, and great job by Casper. He just knows exactly what he needs to do. He's going to try and take out this scholar before he gets the chance, but you can see those crossbowmen are coming in heavily to defend, and now it looks like that's going to be the 2nd relic, I suspect. 5th relic is still yet to be taken. It's up towards the north, and you can see Casper actually guarding this 5th relic. No way, he's moving out to snipe it. I'm not sure if Viper realizes it's here. Surely he realizes it's here. Indeed he does. The scholar moves out now into position. You can see the palace guards looking to come up and guard it. It is indeed the relic war, but I suspect Viper's not going to be nearly, or rather Casper's not going to be nearly fast enough to be able to pick it up. Looks like it's going to go over, and Casper does indeed retreat from that position. He's going to head back for a secondary prize, a consolation prize, the sacred site, and that'll help him out a fair bit. But now we see more keeps coming up. The question is, oh my lord, it's happening. Viper is doing it. It is Viper's village fortress, and it is looking to take control. He's got the first village out. Now, fellas, let me explain this to you. This is a unique tech for the Delhi. This is a technology that takes 5 minutes, and what it does is it allows your keeps to act as town centers. So what does that mean? That means that not only can they garrison, I mean, they could already garrison, but what they get is they can train villagers, 20 seconds, 50 food. It's basically a town center. And what he's done is he's combined it with the compound of the defender, which reduces the cost of stone on his keeps by 25%. So that keep used to be an 800 stone keep. Well, now it's only 600 stone. So basically reducing the price to less than a town center. And we can see he's got 29 villagers in queue right now. He's got no food. He is just going all in on villagers right now. Viper is absolutely going ham. He's finally going to be adding in some farms here underneath the town center. You can see the way that the horsemen are looking around for those villagers on food. They did indeed spot more villagers down here. I feel like Viper needs another town center, aka another keep down here, as the village fortresses just continue. Look at how many villagers he's got. Oh, look at them all. Oh my god, look at it. I'm in heaven right now, dude. This is beautiful stuff from Viper. I love it. Oh, it's so good. So he's got 25 villagers in the queue, sitting on 69 villagers. That is nice, Viper. That is very nice. 2nd siege workshop coming out, and keep in mind, a 3rd siege workshop comes out right now. They are looking to fight over this central sacred site. You can see the horseman probably going to be able to take it out. Villagers going to be jumping inside this potentially to try and take out that horseman. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be turned over. And now Casper, I mean, how many town centers does Casper have? He's got a 2nd town center. All right, Casper, not too bad. 67 villages. He's doing all right. He's doing all right. Got the Imperial. I got to question Casper's base building. It's very strange. I feel like he's playing like Snake or Tetris or something like that. Everything must be in a line. And it's got like this beautiful base that is in a single line working towards this sacred site. Like, unironically, Casper, please just put like a building right here, like a barracks or something. I don't even care, man. Just connect the dots. The dots must be connected, Casper. Oh my lord. Okay, so Casper at the moment, he's sitting on 72 villages. He's got pretty decent map control. You can see he's running around Viper like a madman. He's got plenty of horsemen out here. He's scaling relatively well. He is going to hit that 130 villager mark a little bit later than Viper will. We take a look at Viper right now. He's on 85 villagers, so just in the blink of an eye, he's gone up by a huge amount. How many keeps does he actually have? Let's take a look here. I'm pretty confident he's got 6 keeps out. There's 4. There's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it just 5? I think it might just be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Viper is keeping it up with the Kardashians. If there's ever been a time to keep up with the Kardashians, it is now, and Viper is definitely doing it. And we can see now, Viper just continuing to push forward. A lot of trebs beginning to come out. He's got 4 trebuchets on this front side, and you can see how effective he is at just continuing forward with this crawl. He'll be adding in more and more keeps. You can see he's on 1,200 stone right now, which is enough to add in another 2 keeps. And remember, these keeps are doubling as town centers. That's the ingenious part of this. He's got plenty of idle villagers. He doesn't even care. He's got so many villagers. He is not fussed in the least. But now going to be just dropping down some farms underneath that. Keep them nice and safe, those villagers. More farms coming up in the middle of the map, and Viper looking to keep up absolutely everything. Viper is keeping up everything right now. It is just absolutely wild. But I'm loving it. I am absolutely loving it. The village fortress is just impressive stuff. And he's using it so effectively. And this is something that, to be honest, we haven't actually seen come out from Delhi yet. Like, okay, we've seen people research it, but we haven't seen people combine it with the compound of the defender and then look to utilize it and spam keeps all over the map and just make villages all the way to 199. It's just not happened. And obviously up against Caspar, you know, Caspar's a great contender, a great player, and it's very curious to see how Viper is still able to absolutely tear him apart with this strategy, despite, you know, quite honestly, this is the first time that we are seeing it, the first time it's really being practiced or thrown out. So impressive stuff coming out for him, and now this is where it starts to get a little bit tough for Caspar, because you can see that beautiful line of buildings he was building is going to start getting worked on. So instead of that second town center, you know, being back somewhere nice and safe at the back here, because remember, a second town center, it's got about 1/3 of the health that a town center of a capital town center. So it's going to just fall very, very quickly. You hear those trebuchets firing off. Boom, boom, boom. Get the Venga boys out. Town center goes down straight away. Don't even blink or you will miss it. 93 villagers at the moment for Caspar, 114 for Viper, and that next keep begins to come down for him up towards the north. We can see the keep just going to be firing off, doing what it does best. Villagers try their best to heal that one up. Instead of putting down a gate, they went to repair it, which is a bit of a mistake, but Viper going to be able to click up to Imperial soon. Now, remember, he is playing the Delhi. Delhi not necessarily considered a strong Imperial Civ, but he does have a lot of scholars. He's got 9 scholars at the moment on the map. So it could mean that he actually looks to get Imperial upgrades and play the Delhi as an actual civilization and not just as a meme civ. Because typically, I say a meme civ, but it's more of like an all-in civ, right? Like, you think about the Delhi, it's basically like early castle all in, like maybe a mid castle timing with elephants. Like, that's about it realistically for the Delhi. But Viper here turning things on their head. He really, this is what impresses me so much about the guy. I know I get a lot of comments like, oh, it's so like you're always just giving favoritism towards Viper, like you're just always talking him up. Hey man, I got to give credit where credit is due. This is impressive stuff. He is always coming up with the new stuff. You're not just seeing like your standard French 2TC play out of this guy. It is always new stuff. We can see that boiling oil going to be dropping it down. Actually, does he have the boiling oil in yet? Yeah, he does. You can see from those little slits, boiling oil coming down, just spreading the love all around. And we can see the tower elephant going to be getting caught here, trying its best to hold on for dear life. Unfortunately, going to be going down. Not enough scholars here to heal it up. But more spears going to be coming out from Viper. He's about to hit that Imperial Age, and there it is. Imperial Age coming through for the Viper. And let's take a look at the upgrades that he gets. He's actually gone for the Palace of the Sultan here, and instead of the Hussar Academy, which is the food one. So this Palace of the Sultan is going to enable him to train elephants, tower elephants, non-stop. At least I say non-stop, but it does stop when you hit 200 pop. I felt like I just rhymed there. Like, don't stop till you're 200 pop. Yes, but we'll check in with Caspar. We'll see how he's doing. He's stacking up a lot, and you can see this is a big part of you know, what makes China very difficult. It's the transition to farms. Often you can get caught with your pants down here, and I feel like Caspar may have been caught in that transition period by not adding in that second town center a bit sooner. It means his transition to farms is harder because he's sitting on 108 villages, but his transition to farms is really starting to struggle. This is coming at an unfortunate time, and now we take a look over at Viper's perspective, and let's take a look at the upgrades that we've got coming through. We got slow burning defenses, we got siege elephant, plate cutter point, plate cutter point, plate cutter point. angled surfaces, elite veteran, elite spearmen, we got elite men-at-arms, we got tithe barns, we got precision crossbreeding, we got everything, and Viper heads in with a couple of spearmen. I apologize, I was too busy worrying about all those upgrades, and we can hear that there's just so much action going off. Casper continuing to fire off, gonna be trying to get this keep down, but we can see that there is a tower elephant up on the front line, second tower elephant, third tower elephant coming out, and remember, these guys got their crossbows coming through soon. They are looking to get all of their siege upgrades, and Viper now going to be going up against Casper, who is pulling villagers like wildfire. We'll take a look now from Casper's perspective and see if there's any real hope. He's got the Trebs out. In fact, he's got 3 trebuchets out, so definitely there is hope in that regard. I feel like with regard to the way that Casper's playing this, there's definitely hope. My main concern is that Viper is just absolutely miles ahead. And now he's getting the elite upgrades. And oh my lord, look at that. Look how long are they taking to research. Viper's got 13 scholars garrisoned right now. He has 13 scholars garrisoned. He's got the madrasa. You can see that the madrasa's only taking 4 minutes to research technologies. Has Viper found out that... Has Viper finally found the Imperial... Insufficient wood! No, not Viper! Keep going to be going down. It's all right. He can rebuild another one. He can rebuild another 2. But, yeah, I mean, at this point in time, you got to wonder, like, hold on a minute. Is Imperial Delhi actually a thing? Because we always sort of joked that Imperial Delhi was a meme because you could never get to their techs. But here we see Viper with just 2 minutes left on all of his Imperial techs. And now, all of a sudden, it seems like if you just added in a few more scholars in the mid-game, if you just didn't forget about scholar production, we can see he hasn't forgotten. He's still training scholars out of his Dome of the Faith the entire game. He is training these guys non-stop. That all of a sudden, Imperial ain't actually that bad on the Delhi. Do we have to reassess our scenario? And in fact, I would argue that it actually turns the other way because they get all of their Imperial upgrades for free. So it's very easy for you. If you want to go into Imperial spears, elite spears, you can. Elite horsemen, you can. Elite archers, you can. You don't have to spend your resources on those upgrades. You just simply spend your time. That is going to be the key difference there. And now Viper, with all the upgrades just about a minute out, he pulls out all the scholars. We'll take a look at what upgrades he's got, whether he's got that herbal medicine. Indeed he does. He's now going to also be getting Zeal, which is going to be buffing up the attack speed of the units as he's healing them. And you can see how fast he's healing these bad boys up as well. Just they are going through the roof. Take a look at this one. Look at that. Look at that. That is like 100 health a second right there. Maybe not 100 a second. Like 70 health a second. Up towards the north, we hear that trebuchet. Going to be working its way down on one of these keep. Villagers going to get pulled. Standing by idly. Sacred Site timer is still running right now. Keep that in mind. Casper going to be looking to contest these sacred sites, but obviously it gets tough when there are keeps all over the map, acting as town centers and also acting as keeps. Villagers nowhere to be seen right now as the Treb's going to be going down. Viper just running in with that forced march. You can see him sprinting in there. He makes his way, and there's the villagers we were talking about. Going to be looking to get some repairs off. Indeed, they find it. Nesta Bees coming in, but unfortunately, the Nesta Bees have got elephants to deal with now. Viper going to be looking to try and take them all out, and indeed he does. And with that, he's going to have those upgraded. Does he have the upgrades yet? I don't actually think he's got the upgrades through on these just yet. Yeah, there's 6 seconds coming away. Let's take a look at the difference between these 2 upgrades because these guys are going to get crossbows very shortly. They're going to... There they go. Now they got crossbows out. Now they mean business because they get extra damage against heavy as well as their extra damage that they already had. So these guys are beasts. They are very strong, and Viper looking in an absolutely fine position as he continues stampeding through the base or through the units of his opponent. A lot of spears coming out for Casper, but this is what I was talking about a bit earlier. Like, I genuinely don't know what you make against tower elephants. I feel like bombards are the only real thing, and springalds actually going to be coming out. This is it. Like, Casper's like, do I just make springalds? Is that how I play against this? Like, I don't know what else to do. And I'll be honest, maybe springalds are actually pretty decent, pretty smart. Like, okay, if you've got 10, 12 springalds, like, maybe it can actually work. Because then you're not one-shotting them, but maybe you're like two-shotting them. Maybe that's the difference. And now we see that Viper is going to be looking to put on the hurt on the front side. He's dropping down another keep. Bombards coming out for him as well. We can see plenty of upgrades. Also looking to get the siege works. He's got multiple madrasas out right now. This is going to be the second madrasa coming out in Viper. You just got to absolutely love the base building coming out of him. I love the late-game Delhi base building. It is just absolutely impressive. Get that Wi-Fi out everywhere. Viper going to continue pushing forward right now. He's looking very strong, very methodical. methodical, slow. He's got the scholars nearby. Now, I don't think these scholars can't actually repair up the bombard. Springald's going to be coming out, looking to do some damage. They indeed look to take out that bombard. Successful. You can see all three of those Springald's going to have to come through. They are the clock tower variants, and now you can see the way that the scholars are standing by. Elite man-at-arms come through. All of the upgrades coming through for Viper right now. He is looking to go fully maxed out. He is at 29 minutes. Delhi with full upgrades, and Casper is on the edge. I don't know if Casper is going to be able to find a way back into it. The 3 sacred sites behind this are still ticking. Keep that in mind. Do not forget. Now, obviously, we can't see how long it is until that sacred site timer hits 0, but you're going to hear those gongs. When those gongs go off, that's when we know we're in danger. And, or rather, that's when Casper's going to know that he is in danger. But still, we're yet to hear it, and now another keep going to be coming up on the front side. Viper just looking to shred away, and Casper going to be tapping out. Good game gets called. Fellas, if you've enjoyed this game, make sure you check out Golden League this weekend, 15 GMT, Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to be casting. It is going to be the finals, and I want to see you guys there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.